From the deepest, darkest recesses of Dangerous Nerds headquarters, Keith Moncrief and Gerry Cavill.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Minefield. That there is Keith.
And that there is Gerry.
And we're here to talk about
Everyone gets the big D.
That was interesting.
Mm.
So it's not just nerdy nerd stuff we're going to be talking about. We're going to be specifically talking about the big D. And when we talk about the big D, we are, of course, thinking about a specific D. Now, some of you might go, is that their dicks? No, of course not. I'm white. And the only thing big on me is my ego. And and some of you might think, are they talking about Disney? Oh my God, Disney! Oh my God! The answer is no. We're talking about something else. Oh, is that it? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, I think it is.
We're talking about the big swinging dicks over at Time Warner and DC Comics, and huge. It's a huge shakeup going on right now. I mean, like 7.5 on the Richter scale kind of shakeup going on at Warner.
Look, everything has changed since May 20th. Everything that has happened in the geek sphere, in the nerd sphere, has pretty much been centered on what is happening with DC since the 20th of May. Okay, we can all agree on that. It has become a huge story and is affecting everything that's come thereafter. And at this point, I think Disney and specifically Kevin Feige, while they may be happy for them at the Warner Brothers, they're chomping at the bit to get attention back to themselves, because that's how competitive Kevin is. So this might even force them to come across with some information probably within another couple days, something that they can release out there to get fans excited for what they're doing. But right now, I think they're going to let DC have their victory lap and
let's
do what they need to do.
Out of the way real quick here. This is a promotion for our July 4th episode, which is going to include, of course, Mikey Sutton. And we are going to have some major scoops coming. And
this is big.
We're aware of some of them right now. And these are like nuclear fallout, kind of huge, mind-blowing
this is big
stuff that, I mean, we're talking to Mikey, we find out what they are, and of course we get the old raised hairs on our arms. We get so excited by this news.
Right now, look at this. Look at all this.
Some of you guys are out there like, I wish this would happen. Well, guess what? It's going to happen.
Some of it's going to happen.
We're not going to tell you what it is. You're just going to have to
wait
tune in on July 4th and watch our damn show and find out. Hands in the camera. Excitement. Anyway. Because we promised season 2 would be 60% less hands in the camera. So we try.
60? Hold on.
60? Was it 60% less?
60.
All right. So let's move on. I'm going to control tab here into the next screen. This is one of the first things that got people's attention. Even our own Brittany. I think you said Brittany posted this, right?
Yeah, well, that or commented on it. Look, this is a picture from Instagram 2 days ago. And people have been speculating, the caption for this picture on Instagram from Henry Cavill is "Hello, their old friend." And people are starting to speculate that this is about Superman. And while that is cool, with everything that we've been hearing since the 20th, you could be forgiven for thinking that, but I don't think so. Henry Cavill was getting ready to film The Witcher Season 2 before C-19 hit. And I think he's one of the producers on that. So he needs to finish that. And I think that's what all of that is about. But trust me, all you Snyder fans, all of the work that Zack Snyder needs to do to complete what he's doing is going to take about a year anyway. You got a year. Okay? You got a year. Slow down for some of you. It's going to take that long for a lot of the visual effects anyway. So let's just take a deep breath.
2021, and then we'll see it.
That's right.
Right now, we're halfway through the year, and we've got between 6 months to at least another 10 months before we see the Snyder Cut.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They originally had the date for the latter half of the year because this is May right now. We're in the last hours is essentially of May. But by this time next year, we're definitely going to get the beginning of HBO Max's campaign. They're going to start with probably a few trailers, commercials, whatever. They're going to really try to ramp it up because the Batman comes out next late summer, early fall of 2021. So they're definitely going to want to have this out next year, probably closer to June. I mean, I need to double check when they said it was going to be out. Yeah, well, June, July.
Let's skip ahead to the other part of this, which is why you wanted to do this episode, which is, of course, Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad.
Yes, there's been a lot of talk about what Ayer has been saying, and I'm down with it. You know, I know Ayer wants to get to this, and I know he wants to make this. But as I have said online to various people, here is my big thing with David Ayer. Two things. First, we can all recognize, based on what he has said from the premiere of the film all the way out, that what he was originally saying doesn't match what he's saying now. He was telling the press that there was no Ayer cut, that the film as it was at that time was what he wanted, and blah, 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 blah. We now understand that he's gone back on those statements.
Well,
and I completely...
it probably has to do with making sure he gets his money, and if he pisses off Warner Corporate...
Well, he's got no cover. He's got no legal cover. You know, he's got nothing.
Right.
Unlike Snyder, he's got nothing covering him. So even saying what he's been saying recently is still the minimum of what he can say without getting in trouble. So my thing is that over time, while I was also hearing stuff about what Snyder's Justice League had, I also began to hear stuff about Suicide Squad. And one of my major things was the fact that the third act of this movie had been changed completely because Warner Brothers freaked out after Batman v Superman and was able to get to Ayer before he was completely done. Before principal photography was completed on Suicide Squad, Warner Brothers had already convinced Ayer to make changes. So I know a lot of people are saying he's got a complete movie and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But the understanding is that the third act, and I mean the real third act, not the third act of the movie that you saw in theaters. That's already been altered. What I'm talking about is the real third act that includes the real villain of the movie, which is not Enchantress.
Yeah, because the last minute changes which were made to take out the Justice League connections.
Yes, and again, this is no big secret. It's Steppenwolf and Desaad and the Parademons were all in and a part of Justice League. And Steppenwolf was controlling Enchantress. That whole thing with her brother, that's part of the reshoots. None of that footage or anything related to that is actually in David Ayer's original script, nor what he was originally trying to film with Justice League. And I keep telling people, if you're really wanting Ayer to give you that, there's no way he can do that, because that's going to cost money to take out the brother, because that's the CG rig of what they were building upon to create all of that was originally built over Steppenwolf, because Steppenwolf was the one that was having the fight with Diablo. And so what they did was they took Steppenwolf out and put in her brother. And then you're also missing all the parademons that are flying around and doing stuff, and you have those blob
Which would have been
things.
way cooler. It would have been way cooler.
All of that is way cooler than what we got.
Yeah.
So if with Ayer saying that this is going to be an easy thing to do, that means he's just talking about the footage that was actually shot and adding back in any footage that had been edited out.
Okay.
Not his complete director's cut, but a version that is easier to get out. That's it.
Alrighty. So what else do we got to add before we go?
That's about it. I mean,
All right.
this is your update, kids, because look, you got to wait. This is going to be all good, but you got to wait. And because
we're
of
not going to do it all
C19,
overnight. Now,
Yeah.
once again, I want to point out that Tuesday we're going to be doing a live broadcast with none other than Graham Nolan himself, co-creator of Batman's Bane, one of the best Batman artists of all time. And
of all time.
he's going to be on the show. We're going to be live. You can ask him whatever you want. And then on July 4th is our next really big episode we've got planned, which will have Mikey Sutton. And we'll have Mikey before then, but the big episode is July 4th. He's got some major scoops planned for our show. So show up. Make it worth his time coming on our show. And as time goes by, of course, we are talking with him about partnering up with our show, because he likes us. We like him. We're good friends. We talk all the time. And he's just such a fun guy. And he thinks the way we do. Maybe it's because we're all similar in age, but I think it's also because we're very similar as nerds. We have very specific interests. And he's got a keen sense that Keith and I are very fond of. We're very fond of him. So anyway, Keith, you got anything else?
Basically, go out and get this. It is worth your time. It's a lot of fun to watch.
I just like one thing in that entire film. One thing.
Which is?
I'm sorry. He is not a power bottom. He's just not. And I'm not going to say who. I thought that was the dumbest thing they added in there. I'm like, why did you add that? It's not disparaging. It's just stupid. It's just stupid.
And the new additional film is an Adam Strange short. So if you like Adam Strange, you got to get this to get that.
I don't know,
Come on,
man.
DC.
I don't know. I get so nervous and excited about this whole dark stuff. It makes me wonder.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. Anyway, we will talk to you guys a little bit later. That's Keith.
That's Gerry.
And we want you to get off our lawn.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Remember, you can find us at Pop Culture Minefield on both Facebook and Instagram. Thank you again.
Y'all come back now, you hear?